Hi and welcome to Best in Tesla. So more analysts are starting to see what is coming and why Tesla might have a huge advantage, as Piper Sandler wrote in a new note that Tesla's robotaxi could reshape the auto market and might end up being the sole winner. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. So, as Piper Sandler wrote in their note, Tesla's robotaxi could reshape the auto market. In a new note to clients, the firm reiterated its bullish stance, citing Tesla's pioneering work and first-mover advantages in full self-driving software. Tesla is still the most transformative company in autos. Analysts led by Alexander Potter wrote, "Over time, Tesla will likely win." The report also warns that as a self-driving tech scales, the broader auto market is at risk of major disruptions, including fewer vehicles sold, higher utilization of fleets, and a shift toward service-based revenue models. Piper Sandler said Tesla could become a consolidator and identified no other winners in the space. Tesla is not the first player in autonomous race. Google's Waymo launched its self-driving taxis in Phoenix in 2018 and now operate fleets in San Francisco, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Austin, and has also just launched Atlanta. And Amazon's Zoox began testing on public roads in 2023. Tesla opened its robotaxi service to limit rides in Austin this Sunday. The company also has several competitors in China. Baidu launched its robotaxi fleet in 2022 and reportedly had plans to expand in Europe, but uses the same technology as Waymo. But Piper Sandler's analysts said that the US automakers are falling behind as the future of mobility evolves. GM and Ford are still lacking on software, while Rivian face execution risks. Stellantis has the steepest hill to climb, with manager turnover and geographic complexity. Each company has pros and cons, but none appear as well positioned as Tesla. Still, the firm is realistic about the road ahead. It said Tesla's Q2 result could disappoint and a robotaxi crash could dent the company's lofty valuation, adding that such an event appears inevitable. GM's Cruise shut its robotaxi operation after one of its cars struck a pedestrian in San Francisco in 2023. More like ran him over, actually. But Piper Sandler argues that Tesla's lead in autonomy is only growing as full self-driving rolls out in more cities and the Trump administration potentially issues more favorable policies. The bullish stand lands as Tesla stock continues to blistering rally. Shares are up 40% in June, adding more than $200 billion to the market cap. The stock is down 10% year to date. Yes, I don't think many people understand the implication of Tesla's approach to all of this. That firstly, it is a generalized solution, so it will work everywhere when approval is given. Secondly, Tesla is already at scale with the Model Y being produced in over 1 million units a year, and the Cybercab that is coming will of course be using the same cameras and AI computers and so on, and the same batteries as the Tesla Cybertruck. So Tesla already has scale both in production and supply chain. So even though we are seeing Volkswagen now want to make robotaxis in 2026, well, they are still relying on LiDAR. So as I have explained many times before, there is not a big supply of LiDAR for the automotive industry. So even though Volkswagen is saying that the robotaxi will use the same components as their upcoming Audi and Porsche with LiDAR sensors, well, the LiDAR producers are not anywhere near at scale to make millions of robotaxis, not even 1 million. And many are shifting away from the LiDAR approach like Xpeng and many other in China, and we even see Mobileye has stopped internal development of LiDAR. And if you want to know if LiDAR is needed for good vision, all we have to do is look at the humanoid robot development. So with the emergence of humanoid robots like developed by Sanctuary AI, Figure AI, Menti Robotics, and of course Tesla's Optimus robot, well, they all offer a compelling parallel that these robots designed to interact with human environment, their success in navigating complex environment, even stairs and much more, without LiDAR none of the humanoid robot developers are using LiDAR. But they are all using cameras and AI vision, just like Tesla's robotaxis. So we just need to look at other industries that are trying to solve the same problem with AI vision. None of them are using LiDAR, as it is simply not needed. So the supply chain will not be there for someone like Volkswagen or Waymo for that matter to take on Tesla when they start to scale for real. And the reason why Tesla has such a big advantage, as Piper Sandler is alluding to, is also because unlike Waymo and Zoox that basically only have one income stream from driving miles as a robotaxi, well, for Tesla the robotaxi business is only one out of many income streams for Tesla's full self-driving software. Tesla will also sell license to their software to other OEMs. Tesla will also sell full self-driving software to customers, or they can subscribe to the software. And it don't have to be all of them, just like 1 million out of the 8 million Tesla owners on the street that subscribe to the full self-driving supervised at some point and then unsupervised for $100 a month or something like that. Well, that subscription will quickly become $100 million in pure profits for Tesla. And Tesla will also at some point make Tesla owners able to put their car on the robotaxi network. Many think that not many people would do this, but when the car gets old and you want to sell the car and get a new one, well, you don't sell it. You just keep the old one and buy a new one, because the old one would then suddenly start earning money every single day, as you don't really need it anymore and probably don't care too much about it getting used as a robotaxi. So not many in the beginning will do it maybe, but I think many will when they want to get a new car anyway. But Tesla could also be using their robotaxi as AI inference compute, as Elon has alluded to. And Tesla could make their own little tourist business, as I mentioned before, like having the cybercab driving people around in Rome, for example, and driving past all the big monuments like the Colosseum and so on, and show on screen some pictures and so on of the places you drive by, while Grok is your tour guide in the car. Would be very, very cool. But that is of course just me speculating, and of course the others could do this as well. But because Tesla cars are so much cheaper to produce than anyone else, they can also saturate the market and deploy robotaxis for peak usage. Not only will that make sure that Tesla has the shortest pickup time, but Tesla could use all those extra cybercabs for the AI inference and so on, but also as delivery vans for many other companies that does deliveries outside rush hour and during the night. But there are so many things you could use a robotaxi for, and why Tesla also wants to make the big van, because the cybercab and the van could be used for basically any kind of transportation service we use humans for today, like school buses, a garbage truck, a mobile doctor clinic, a self-driving film crew, airport shuttles, mining vehicles. The possibility quickly becomes endless when we have a generalized autonomy solution. But why Tesla could take the lion's share of all of that kind of delivery service and commercial use is because Tesla is the only one that has thought true scale into this. Waymo can make a couple of thousand a year. Zoox is looking to produce 10,000 a year when fully ramped. Tesla is looking for millions a year. And as even Waymo has been out admitting that more data and more compute will make the system better and better. Well, if Tesla is really the only one going for true scale, they will be the only one really getting the true scale of data. It will really be hard for anyone to catch up to what Tesla's full self-driving software will become. Tesla is right now trying to catch up to Waymo in robotaxi capabilities, but Tesla's system is already way more advanced than Waymo's when it comes to being able to scale, as we have seen it drive in China and Australia, Amsterdam, Paris, Rome, Berlin, US, Mexico and Canada. Supervised, of course, but Waymo's robotaxis can't even do that supervised. They can only drive in their little geofenced area, which will also limit its capability as a delivery service, as Tesla will be able to do, as eventually Tesla will be able to drive anywhere, but Waymo will always be stuck in that geofenced area. So this is also why I think Piper Sandler think that Tesla will win. They have so many use cases the others don't. We are seeing the legacy automakers already struggling now, firing people and closing factories just because of the disruption that has happened from EVs and China. But that is nothing compared to what will happen when we get autonomy. So if the markets shrink faster and faster, not just because they are not keeping up with the shift to EVs, as we are seeing right now, but also because fewer and fewer people want to own a car because they can just summon one when they need one. That will shrink the legacy automakers' already shrinking market. And no one is keeping up with Tesla in scalability and simplicity. So I of course agree with Piper that Tesla has a huge advantage here. To be the sole winner might be a stretch, but they will probably have a very dominating position, just like we see it with Apple in the phone industry, sitting on something like 80% of the profits in the market, as everyone else has a much higher cost than Tesla, from producing the car to running the fleet and autonomous charging, owning charging station, owning the energy storage, owning the cleaning station, owning the service center that is already up and running, owning production of a designated robotaxi that cost a fraction of the competition. So there might be many suppliers like in the phone industry, but Apple still sits on 80% of the profits. And in the end, that is all that matters, the profits. Just as Tesla today sits on something like 80 to 90% of the profits in the EV market, as everyone else is basically still losing money. So they don't have any profits. But let's see how Tesla will scale from here on out, because the first step has been taken. Now, the next step is the scale we are looking for. The next year is going to be very, very interesting. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.